Folks, this video absolutely sickens me. This, we can say, former CBS executive, that you can just look at this picture. Look at this picture. She thinks she can do whatever in the hell she wants to do. She reminds me of this blonde I saw on Judge Judy the other day. And she got pulled over for speeding, doing 18 miles an hour over the speed limit. Now, her father was a retired sergeant. And she thought because her father was a retired sergeant, and this was a sergeant, and her father was a bike officer, and this was a bike officer that pulled her over, she was privileged and she shouldn't have got a ticket. She went as far as when the officer said no, she was getting a ticket because she tried to say, oh, my father's a police officer, and the officer didn't care. He's doing his job, which he absolutely should. She thought she was privileged because her father was an officer. She shouldn't get a ticket, and she absolutely should. So she gets her father on the phone and tries to give the police officer the phone, and he absolutely refuses to take the phone. Because he wouldn't take the phone, she writes a letter, and now this officer has a letter in his jacket for the rest of his career that will never go away. Well, now she's paying the officer $2,500, and she's also paying the police officer memorial fund for that county the officer's in $2,500 as well. That's what this lady reminds me of. She thinks she's privileged. She can do whatever the hell she wants, whenever the hell she wants to do it. Well, she found out wrong. Just look at that picture. Look at that face. That's the image that you see. She's going to go and say, because this is a country music concert, that right away only Republicans listen to country music. Really? That's like saying only black people listen to rap. Really? Are you kidding me right now? I know a lot of white people that listen to rap. I know a lot of Democrats listen to country music. I mean, really? She is doing nothing but stereotyping these people, and she don't know a damn thing about them. Not a damn thing. And just read her comments. Okay, you can see it right there in the middle of the page. You can see her picture and her name there. And she put, if they wouldn't do anything when children were murdered, I have no hope that the repugs will ever do the right thing. I'm actually not even sympathetic because country music fans often are Republican gun toters. So I guess if you're a Democrat, you don't own a gun either. Really? So let's get this straight. There's no Democrats that listen to country music. There's no Democrats that own guns. Well, I know quite a few people that are Democrats that listen to country music and own guns. Just because you're a Democrat don't mean you like all the standards of what Democrats stand for. There's some Democrats that like some of the stuff that Republicans stand for. There's some Republicans that like some of the stuff that Democrats stand for. And then you have your independents. Okay? But this video is not about that. This video is about this lady that thinks it's okay that all these people were shot, 500 plus people injured, almost 60 people killed, And he said that number could go up because of the type of injuries that they're dealing with. And she thinks it's okay. And she's just going to boldly put that out there on Facebook. And the sad thing is that 2 people agrees with her. There's 2 thumbs up on this comment. That is what's sickeningly sad. I don't know if that's a word. I don't even know if it's a word. I don't even care. It's just, I'm just so mad right now. What is wrong with this world? You got all these stupid protests taking place. You got these people who are getting shot. And you got people like this making these stupid comments. Do we need to keep having tornadoes and having hurricanes for this country to come together? You look at Texas, you look at Florida. There's no Republicans and Democrats in Texas and in Florida in those devastated areas right now. They're all helping each other. Everybody is helping everybody. There's no labels on people down there. But you privileged people, that's why I'm going to call you privileged, because that's what you act like. You want to put a label on people because they're at a country music concert. But you know what? Those labels have a tendency to come back, and they have a tendency to bite you in the butt. So now you got your own label that will be with you for the rest of your life. And you've got a huge label that everybody in the world's going to know about. You know what that label is? That's right. You have your own personal label now. Since you like to put labels on people, you now have your own. So enjoy your label. Now that she's been fired, and she realized how bad she is screwed up, you go to her Twitter account. You gotta be a follower in order to see anything that she posts. And I have not been able to locate her Facebook page because troll Facebook pages are popping up left and right, so you don't know what is really true and what is really not. And there's actually people starting to dig into her past, and they're starting to post stuff online, which I am 100% against. Even though what this lady has done is the most despicable thing out there, the measures that people are doing, you know, they shouldn't do. Because let's face it, we all know, you know, when you start dealing with online, you know exactly where people can go with this stuff. And but still, she's dug this hole. She has put her foot in her mouth, and as hard as she tries to pull, she's not going to get that foot back out of her mouth. It's that simple. You know, when people just think they can take and say stupid stuff like this, and you can't. I mean, just think about this, people. One shooter, 500 plus injured, almost 60 dead. One person with a gun in their hands. And this lady's going to come out and say, well, because they're at a country music concert, basically they're Republicans, so oh well. But Then she puts out another statement trying to cover her tracks. And here's a statement that she puts out. Earlier today, I posted an indefensible post in a Facebook discussion thread concerning the tragic Las Vegas shooting. A statement I sincerely regret. I wonder why you regret. Could it be? I wonder why you regret it. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You got fired. Oh, yeah. Okay. I totally forgot that you got fired. Okay. I'll try not to forget that anymore. Okay. Back to your statement here. I am deeply sorry for diminishing the significance of every life affected by, and I'm not saying this dude's name, terrorism last night, and for the pain my words have inflicted on the loved ones of the victims. My shameful comments do not reflect the beliefs of my former employer, colleagues, family, and friends. Nor do they reflect my actual beliefs. Nor do they reflect my actual beliefs. So do you just go around lying to your friends? So are you a liar? Do you always post stuff on your Facebook page lying to your friends? If I was your friend, maybe I don't want to be your friend if you're always lying to me. Because I would think you would be posting stuff that you're telling the truth. But you just said, nor do they reflect my actual beliefs. So you're calling yourself a liar. So do you have, what's that called? Bipolarism? So do you have somebody else inside your body and you're having a argument with each other? Or I'm not making fun of the disorder. I'm just asking a question. Because you posted the comment and now you're saying it doesn't reflect your actual beliefs. I'm confused. Explain. It makes no sense. But we'll go on. This senseless violence warrants the deepest sympathy, or empathy, I'm sorry. I understand and accept all the consequences that my words have incurred. Well, you know what? At least
you're fired.
You accept it like you have any choice. You got, I don't know. And you know, I've made fun of not the situation, but this lady and everything, throwing in the Trump "you're fired" thing. But it's sad that people can think they can actually say stuff like this. It's where our society has gone. You know, you've got, again, over 500 people that was injured and over 60 or almost 60 people, and they keep saying that number very well could go up because of the types of injuries that are in the hospitals of the people still fighting for their lives. We can only pray that every one of those people make it and we don't lose nobody else. They was just saying today, there is still people calling and looking for people. And there's still, I mean, have you seen the pictures? I think there is a aerial shot from one of the hotels looking down in front of the stage. The debris and everything that's scattered there. The purses. There was a picture of, you can see cell phones on the ground. So people trying to call their loved ones can't get a hold of their loved ones because they just dropped everything and took off running. Because this fool is shooting at them. And you got this lady that thinks it's okay because the Republicans. Basically, that's how she said it. She had no sympathy because they was Republicans. Or she assumed, let me rephrase that. She assumed they was Republicans because they was at a country concert. Which it just that sentence alone is so stupid. It's like saying only black people listen to rap. You know, I just don't understand on how in the world people can actually think like this. And I fall back to the same situation where you look at this lady and she gives you the impression that she thinks she's privileged. And again, that's my impression. I'm allowed to have an impression of somebody. That's my impression of her. And she reminded me of that girl on Judge Judy that thought just because her father was a police officer or a retired police officer that she shouldn't get a ticket for going 18 miles an hour over the speed limit. And she went to the fact that she called her father on the phone and she got all bent out of shape because the police officer would not get on the phone and talk to her father, to the point where she took and wrote a letter, and it's now in that officer's jacket for his entire career. Anytime you write a complaint on an officer, even if it is unjust and it's proven unjust, it still remains in that officer's jacket. And it was all proven unjust because the fact the officer had a I don't know if it was a body camera on or if it was just recording audio, because the audio was played in Judge Judy's courtroom. Everything was there. And everything the girl was saying to Judge Judy was lies. Then all of a sudden he popped up with the audio transaction of the police stop. And she's like, I didn't know he had that. Oh, why? Are you caught in a lie now, ain't you? You're caught in a lie. Well, he could have tampered that. No, there was a transcript. The officer don't control that. And that's how I see this lady. That's the impression I get with this lady. And you know, it's so sad. It is so sad. You see that one lady pushing her husband in a damn wheelchair trying to get away from the gunfire. Now, let's take it to the next level. Okay? Because we know she must be a Democrat. She must be a Democrat, otherwise she wouldn't be saying the stuff she's saying. And I think I read someplace where she was supposed to hold something for Hillary Clinton if she became president or whatever. So maybe that's the reason why she's so bitter. Again, I don't know. I read that on one of the articles online. But let's say if her parents were down there. What if her parents were down there? Do you think she would have ever made those comments? I seriously think not. It's just so sad that society has gotten to the point today that you put very little I don't know the correct word I want to use. I don't know if it's respect is the word I'm looking for, but we care. A lot of people care very little about the next person. You see it on a daily basis, and it is so sad. I myself and my wife rescued a baby out of the street. 1 and 2-year-old child. Parent was nowhere around. Nowhere in sight. Once I pick up the child, and the entire time I'm walking down the street, once I pick up the child, and I'm yelling, "Whose child is this? Whose child is this?" Finally, the parent comes from behind the house. The parent never says thank you to me or anything. All they say is, "I thought you was sleeping." They take the child from my hands and walk away. All this is caught on my dash cam. All this is caught on my dash cam. There's a video on my other channel. All you gotta do is just look it up on YouTube. It's got, I think, close to 50,000 views right now. Absolutely insane. Now, again, I've said it. I said that in the Fox 19 News reporting that I did. Things do happen. I understand that. Okay? But the one thing that I'm mad about is the fact that there was a person sitting in a vehicle right there by the child. Okay, I understand you don't want to necessarily have an interaction with the child just because of the way society is. Okay? Take your damn vehicle, put it across the whole road so cars can't go up and down the road. It's a 2-lane road. If you go off either side, you're going into somebody's yard. You can take your vehicle and block the entire road so nobody can get by. But the person just sit there on the opposite side of the road with the baby on the other side. The police had no clue what was going on until I called the police and had them meet me at the AutoZone so they could see the dash cam. First time they heard about it. So the person that was sitting there didn't even call the police. How? How do you see a child in the middle of the street and you don't call the police? Where has society gone to where you see a child in the street and you don't call the police? And when I say a child, I'm talking about a baby, a 1, maybe 2-year-old. People need to get a check on their morals. Why do we have to have hurricanes and tornadoes? Why has it got to be a disaster? Why do we have to have things like 9/11 take place for people to hang flags outside their house? It's sad. It really is. But I've went right on this video. I've said what I had to say about this lady. I apologize for going on a tangent, but people, we are all one. I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Korean, you're Indian. Doesn't make a difference. Those people that live, there's actually a video or a picture that was put up online. I think it was not the Florida. I think it was during the Texas hurricane. It showed a Hispanic male, a black male, and a white male helping people in the flood. That's what it's all about. It's about helping each other. If people stop worrying about themselves and help each other, this country would be a better place. This is the Bulldozer. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here.